Welcome back to Coin Spyder, the channel where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary stories and pocket change sometimes hides life-changing secrets. If you love rare coins, hidden history, and unbelievable auction stories, you're in the right place. Now listen very carefully, because today's coin is one you may have held in your hand, ignored, or even spent without thinking. And yet, in the right condition, with the right characteristics, this coin has been linked to auction values above $530,700. Yes, over $500,000. So before you scroll away, before you underestimate what's in your drawer, let me ask you something. What if the most valuable coin of your life is already yours? This is not one of those fake videos claiming every coin is worth millions. This is a real discussion based on documented auction history, professional grading, and verified ultra-rare error specimens. Today we are talking about the 1965 U.S. Washington quarter, a coin most people think is boring, common, and worth 25 cents. But here's the truth most people never hear. 1965 was one of the most chaotic years in U.S. coin history. Mistakes happened. Rare transitional errors escaped the mint. And collectors today are paying record-breaking prices for them. Some of those prices, above $530,700 at major auctions. Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more shocking this story becomes. Background. What makes 1965 special? To understand the value, we need to understand history. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver, but in 1965, everything changed. The U.S. Mint officially switched to copper nickel-clad coins. This transition caused massive production pressure, new machines, new metal layers, rushed minting, and, most importantly, errors. During this changeover, some coins were struck on the wrong metal, improperly layered, accidentally created with experimental planchets, or struck with mismatched dies. Most were caught, but a few escaped. And those few are now the stars of legendary auctions. The coin you never thought to question. Most people never question the coins in their pockets. A quarter is a quarter. That's what we're taught from childhood. We spend it, drop it in jars, or forget it in old drawers without a second thought. But history tells us something very different. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered were ignored for decades, treated as normal, and passed through countless hands before someone finally paused and asked a simple question. What if this isn't ordinary? Coins don't announce their value. They stay silent, waiting for the right eyes, the right curiosity, and the right moment to be understood. And that silence is exactly why rare coins survive unnoticed for so long. What makes this even more emotional is that many rare coins weren't found by experts at first. They were found by everyday people. Parents cleaning old boxes, grandparents saving change, collectors revisiting forgotten rolls, or someone simply refusing to spend a coin because it felt different. These stories repeat again and again in the world of numismatics. Value doesn't always come from gold or shine. Sometimes it comes from timing, mistakes, and history colliding in one small metal disc. And when that happens, a coin stops being money and starts becoming a legacy. When history hides in plain sight, the most powerful part of coin collecting isn't the money, it's the mystery. Every coin carries a moment from the past, but some carry more than others. Certain years, certain minting periods, and certain transitions create perfect conditions for rare anomalies. And when millions of coins are struck under pressure, history doesn't always go as planned. Errors happen quietly, unnoticed, slipping into circulation where they blend in with ordinary coins. For years, they sit untouched, unrecognized, waiting for someone who understands that history doesn't always follow the rules. This is why collectors say the most dangerous thing you can do with a coin is assume you already know its value. Assumptions erase curiosity, and curiosity is what uncovers treasures. Coins from major transition years especially demand attention, because that's when systems change, metals change, and human error becomes part of the process. And when you combine human error with historical significance, the result can be extraordinary. What looks common on the surface may hold a story that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own, not just for the metal, but for the moment in history it represents. The ordinary coin that isn't at first glance, a 1965 quarter, looks ordinary. George Washington on the front, an eagle on the back. Nothing special, but experts don't just look at coins. They study them. They check weight, metal composition, strike quality, die alignment, clad layers, microscopic errors. And sometimes, they discover something no one expected. Collectors have found 1,965 quarters struck on silver planchets, quarters missing one or more clad layers, dramatic off-metal errors, ultra-rare transitional strikes. These are not guesses. These are certified, graded coins that have appeared in elite U.S. auctions. And this is where the numbers explode. Now let me be very clear, so there is no confusion. Not every 1965 quarter is valuable. Most are still worth face value. Condition and verification are everything, but certain verified ultra-rare 1965 quarter error specimens, graded by top services like PCGS and NGC, have been associated with auction results exceeding $530,700. These are museum-level coins, one-of-a-kind errors, coins with documented provenance, coins collectors fight over. At major auctions, when two elite collectors want the same coin, price becomes secondary. That's how history's made. And yes, prices above $530,700 have been recorded for coins of this caliber. This is not hype. This is how high-end numismatics works. Where these auctions happen. Now you might be wondering, where do coins like this actually sell? Here are some of the most respected U.S. auction houses where rare coins are sold. Heritage Auctions, Dallas, Texas Stax Bowers Galleries, New York and California Great Collections, California Legend Rare Coin Auctions, Sotheby's, Select Numismatic Sales. These auctions are public, documented, and trusted worldwide. This is where six-figure and seven-figure coin stories are born. What if you have one? Now pause for a moment. What if your quarter came from an old collection? It was saved by a parent or grandparent. It feels heavier than normal. The edges look different. Something just feels off. Many legendary finds started exactly like that. Someone curious, someone who didn't spend the coin, someone who asked questions. If auctions are currently active and you think you may have a coin to sell, comment below, share what you have. Let the Coin Spyder community discuss it. Curiosity changes lives. Ignoring coins doesn't. If this video made you look twice at your coins, feel excited about history, believe knowledge is power, then don't stop here. Subscribe to Coin Spyder, like this video, so more people learn. Comment if you want to sell or check a coin. Share this with friends and family, because the next story could be your coin, your history, your moment. Remember, coins don't change lives. Awareness does. This is Coin Spyder, and I'll see you in the next hunt.